Hey y'all, welcome to Jetty Rocks Fishing, and I'm Mike D. Well, today we're going to do another segment of tips and tricks. And today we're going to talk about the rods, the rigs, the baits, and the techniques that I use to catch sheephead. So I hope you guys find this video very informative, and I hope it helps you guys out. See you in a minute. Alright guys, we're going to talk a little bit about the rods that I use for sheephead. This rod here is a Shakespeare Ugly Stick 6.6 medium heavy action rod, and I have a Pin Pursuit 2 3000 on it, and I'm using a 20-pound test Power Pro on this rod. And this is my main rod that I use for residential docks and bridge fenders. It's powerful enough to pull the fish out of the dock and pull them out between the bridge fenders, and it's got a sensitive enough tip that when I lift my rod tip up, I can see it bend for that sheephead bite. And we'll talk a little bit more about the sheephead bite a little later in this video. This rod, this is my go-to offshore and jetty sheephead rod. Here I have again another Shakespeare Ugly Stick. Those are my favorite rods. And this is a 7-foot medium action rod. And this is deadly offshore in that deep water, that 40 feet of water. I have it rigged with a 30-pound Power Pro. Well, these are my setups. These are my rods. So let's go real quick to a clip. Me catching, using this rod right here, me catching my personal best sheepshead to date, 11 pounds, 22 inches long, that I caught recently offshore. I'll see you guys in a minute. That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. That is a nice fish. Hold on, babe. I ain't nowhere near getting them up. Nowhere near getting them up yet, honey. Hold on. That is a big fish.
Shark?
No, it's a sheephead, I think. Just a really big one. Man, I haven't had a sheephead pull drag like that in a long time. Golly, that's a big fish. He is a big fish. Just want to see him. Oh man, that's a big fish. Look at the size of, get out of the way. Look at the size of that sheephead. Come here. Get him, honey. Holy cow, dude. Huge sheephead. Holy, that's my biggest ever. Man. We all look at the size of this sheephead. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that clip. But here we go with the rig. And this is my standard sheephead rig. This is what I always use when I'm fishing for sheephead, no matter where I'm at. And basically it's a fish finder rig. Some people call them a Carolina rig. But basically it's a hook with a piece of leader, a swivel, and a weight. And what I have here is I got a 2-ounce weight on my main line. You can go, I use anywhere from 1 ounce all the way up to 3 ounces. It depends on where I'm fishing, the depth of water, and how fast the current is. And I have a small swivel. Then I have a piece of leader. This one's 20 inches long. I use them for anywhere from 12 inches to 20 inches. And this is 20-pound test fluorocarbon. And here's the important part, the hook. This hook here is a octopus style owner 1/0 hook. And if you notice, the eye of the hook is turned out a little bit. And the belly is very wide. And there's a very slight turn to the hook. This hook is absolutely deadly with sheephead. It'll outcatch a straight J hook, a circle hook. It is amazing. It's my absolute go-to hook when I'm fishing for sheephead. And yes, a 1/0 hook is strong enough to handle big sheephead. Alright guys, now we're going to talk about what baits I use for sheephead. Here are two of my absolute favorite sheephead baits. My number one bait, you can use them fresh or frozen. This one happens to be frozen, and in that video where I caught that PB sheepshead, it was on frozen fiddler crabs. You can get fiddler crabs during the early part of the winter and in the springtime readily at almost any bait shop that sells live bait, or you can go out and get them yourself. This is an excellent bait for sheephead. My second bait of choice is a sand flea. You can get them yourself off the beach. Most bait shops have them frozen, and also sometimes in my area you can get them fresh. They work well fresh or frozen. And a lot of people like to use shrimp. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of shrimp when it comes to sheephead, because everything else will eat it. You'll get a lot of bycatch with shrimp, and a lot of times they'll take off part of the shrimp and you'll never even feel the hit. And oysters is also really good. A lot of people use oysters. It's excellent bait when you can find it in the area and you can get access to it. Another bait that I really like to use, but they're hard to get, it's hard to obtain, no bait shops carry it, is mussels. Mussels are excellent. If you can get them, they're absolute amazing bait. Also, another bait that works really well is barnacles. The fresh purple barnacles that you see on the pilings, you can put 2 or 3 of them on a hook, and it's excellent sheephead bait. And I've also heard that you can use hermit crabs. I've never personally used hermit crabs, but I hear that's actually a really good bait. So I'm gonna go to another clip here, and I'm gonna show you how to rig these baits. All right, guys, we're back. And I'm gonna show you how I like to rig, or like to hook my sand flea. You'll see they have this little pointy thing in the back. I like to take my hook, go right through the center of that, all the way in and out, so he sits just like that on the hook. If you're fishing deep water, it'll flow right through the water really easy. It won't spin on you, and when they come to bite it, they'll get it really good. So that's the way I like to hook a sand flea. And on the fiddler crabs, basically I just sit the fiddler crab right on the point of the hook, push it through right out the top, just like that. You don't have to have a whole lot of the point coming out, but you do want to have it coming out a little bit. So basically he'll be sitting on it just like that. All right, guys, we're gonna talk about a couple techniques. One is the way I fight my sheephead. You'll notice in my videos, or in the clips in this video, that I'm very fluid with my actions. I'm not rigid at all. When the fish runs, I extend my arms out. And as he comes back, as I'm gaining on him, I pull him closer to my chest and I wind on him. I take in some line. I'm very fluid with my arms. Basically, I use my arms as a cushion, because most of the time when you hook a sheephead, it's going to be in their lip. You're not going to get a real good throat hook or a good jaw hook. Most of the time it's in the lip, and if you're too rigid on your movements and you horse them way too much, you're going to pop it right out. Another technique that I use, which is very important, is how I detect the bite, because I'm sure all of you heard the old adage, you got to set the hook on a sheephead before he bites, and if you feel the bite, it's too late. Kind of true, and it's not as hard as it sounds. A sheephead, when he bites, the first initial time he takes the bait in, you're not going to feel that. He's going to hold it in the mouth, and when he exhales it out, when he's spitting the hook out, that's what you're feeling a lot of the times. So what I do is, when I'm sheephead fishing, and I know I'm using crabs or sand fleas or mussels, I'm not using shrimps, I know pretty much whatever I'm going to get is either going to be a sheephead, sometimes a black drum, or a porgy, or something along that respect. Every couple seconds, every 3 to 4 to 5 seconds, I gently lift the tip of my rod up and lift that weight off the bottom. And if I feel any resistance, I set the hook. And a lot of the times when you go to pick up that weight, that sheephead's sitting on it. You never felt it, you didn't even know he was there. You set the hook and you got him. So that's just a tip for you guys to try. You know, some of you may actually feel the hit. I know me, I usually do not feel it. So it works, that technique works really well for me. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check out a clip of me doing that technique. But I'm lifting my rod tip up and letting it back down, so you guys get kind of an idea of what I'm talking about. Sorry guys for the wind noise. It is windy out here. Oh man. So windy again. There we go. That's a nice fish. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh, come on, stay on, baby. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh yeah, that's a real good fish. Come on, baby. Fatty. Fatty. Awesome. Alrighty. My second keeper of the day. Look how fat these fish are. Holy cow. Well, hey guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found some pretty good information there for you. I'm no expert by any means, but these are just a few techniques and tricks that is up to my sheephead game. And it's helped me be a little successful at it. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you guys very much. And for everybody that has subscribed to my channel, thank you very much to all of you. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit that little subscribe button. And if you like this video, shoot me a thumbs up. Well guys, I get to see you again here soon on the water. Tie lines, y'all.